Hi, I'm Alicia and welcome to my channel Papercraft Secrets. Today I'm sharing a beautiful layout that I created using the Mintay Birdsong papers collection. This collection has been discontinued, but it's still I just love the colors in the collection and I love the images, and I had such a great time playing with this. I've made this into a kit, and this kit is available on my website at www.papercraftsecrets.com.au. You can purchase the kit and create along with this video and create the layout at home. I'm going to take you step by step through exactly how to create this layout, and the first job is to fussy cut all the images from this fussy cutting sheet. So you can do this in front of your TV at home, or while you're listening to something, or at any time you can fussy cut out this whole page, and then you'll have everything ready to go for the class. I'm just sorting out my little fussy cutting here into flowers and butterflies. We're going to do this to the front page of the layout, and we're going to have a big floral cluster in the middle of the layout. So I'm going to show you how to do the paper tearing across the front of this layout. And then I will take you step by step through my layering technique of how I'm going to layer all of these fussy cut images and the shape that we're going to make the fussy cut images into. So by the end of the video, you'll have a really clear understanding of how the layout was created, and you'll be able to follow along at home with your kit to create your own layout. Once you have all of your fussy cut images cut out, your next job is to either use some recycled cardboard or some foam mounting tape to put on the back of all of those little images. Now this will create a very dimensional layout suitable for a frame. If you would prefer to keep your layout flat for an album, you can skip this process of using some cardboard on the back of all of these little images and just layer them on flat onto the paper. You'll still get like a layered look, but you won't get the chunky raised look that you would get if you used the cardboard. So have a little watch of the video and decide to yourself, am I going to create a layout for an album? Or do I want to create a layout for a photo frame? Maybe you want to give this to somebody, or maybe you want to put it on the wall in your house or on your desk. It's up to you. But the layout that I created is really suitable for a frame. So just make your decision as to whether you want to use cardboard or not, or maybe you're just going to use a little bit of cardboard and not cardboard on every element. Let's move on now to the next step of the layout. You need to take this beautiful page here that we've just cut our barcode strip off. You're also going to need to take your white 12 by 12 cardstock. This is included in your kit, because that's going to be the base for our layout. Now we're going to tear it around the middle of this flower. Now if you pull the bottom half first, you'll get this lovely white strip. Okay, now there's going to be no perfect tear. I don't want you to freak out about the tear. Just go slowly. Watch the video a couple of times. There's no right or wrong way to do the tear, but just be patient with yourself, go gently, and do a little rip of the paper. We're going to cover most of the tear up, so don't stress over it. Don't stress if you've got a little bit of white cardboard showing there like I do. Most of this is going to get covered up anyway. Now, we are using a 3x4 photograph. I've chosen my photograph. You could just use a blank white 3x4 card if you didn't want to use a photograph. Take notice how the frame, the vine frame around the photo cuts out a lot of the photo. So you want something fairly small in the middle of that to highlight that central point of the photo. I've chosen this photo of my little boy, and there's plenty of space around him in the photo. So I'm not cutting off his head or, you know, a couple of people's heads. So choose your photo to fit your frame. Now we're going to create a couple of layers to go behind our photo. So this is what we're doing now. Take your other aqua page that's in the kit, and you're going to trim this down. Let's just have a look. We're going to just have a little bit of a border around our photograph. I'm just measuring that. So we're going to go with 4.5 inches by 3.5 inches. That's my 3.5 inch cut there. And then I'm going to turn that rectangular piece and cut it at 4.5 inches. And that's going to give me that nice thick border around my photo. Then I'm going to cut again at 4.5 inches and keep that little scrap at the side. So we're going to have this photo layered onto these two rectangles, but it's not going to be an even sort of layering. It's going to be a stacked diagonal sort of layered look. And our vine frame is going to go over the top of the photograph. Now I'm just going to use my fingers to bend the edges of the paper up. You could use a distressing tool if you have one, or you can just do as I did and just bend the edges a little bit. If you wanted to, you could also ink your edges with a vintage kind of brown ink. I know many of you have inks at home anyway, but this one I think would suit to the edges being inked. So I'm layering in my cardboard, and obviously if you're making a flat layout then you wouldn't layer in your cardboard. Then I'm going to fold this edge up as well. You could choose to ink that edge, or you could use a distress tool on it to create more of a shabby chic look. So I'm just gluing that down, and I'm just sort of doing it a little bit off center, so we're getting that sort of ragged look. Right, so this is looking really pretty so far. We've got our focal point, which is our photo in our beautiful vine frame. I'm happy with that, so I'm going to glue that down. Our next step is to take this page here, and we're going to cut this. Yours will actually be half cut in the kit. So we're going to cut this at 5 inches by 4 inches. Sorry, 5 inches by 6 inches. So there's our 5-inch cut. And there's our 6-inch cut. So you've got a big chunky bit of paper there, and it's that lovely wood grain on the top and then the reverse on the bottom. So we're adding another 2 layers to our photo. I'm going to fold the edges. You could distress with a tool or you could ink. And again, they're going on a sort of a diagonally sort of roughed up look. We're not doing them evenly. So this is the center of our layout, our focal point. And you can have a play around with how you want these layers to look. And then we're going to start adding in our flowers. And this is where the fun really begins, where we create our layers. So this is one of the biggest floral clusters, and it's going to go on the side there, just slightly underneath our frames. I'm going to have this blue flower hanging over the top of the wooden frame, and then over the top of that large floral cluster that we've just glued on. I'm adding some cardboard there. I'm just having a little think about, we've got these little vines here that we've fussy cut out. We're going to cut those in half. That will give us more vines to work with. We're going to add some cardboard now down onto our layers. We're going to start to get these layers into position so that we can build all of the floral clusters around it. I'm just going to pop that on there. There's our blue succulent flower. It's going to hang over the top there. Let's glue this bit down. That's looking good. Another big floral cluster going in on the corner here. Because we're going to have this hanging down section on the right hand side of the photo. It's going to be off center. It's going to hang down. So I'm happy with this little one here, this succulent with the leaf going in under the corner there. And then a blue succulent flower going there. It's going to go in underneath. It's going to go underneath. So we've got these three flowers here underneath. Then we can add a little bit of those leaves to just elongate that section coming down the page. That's looking good. Okay, we're going to add a blue succulent flower on top of our frame of sticks there. And we have another flower going in on the other side. So you can see how we've almost covered up that tear bit anyway. So it doesn't really matter how much your tear bit works or doesn't work. You're going to cover most of it up. Just having a little play here. Where should we put this little vine? Thinking. This one here is going to go on the wooden page underneath the blue frame. We're going to have this succulent underneath that, so you'll mainly just see the leaves and a few petals. We'll put in a little branch here. Now, at the top here, this is our scrap that we cut off before. There's two options. You could rip it like that, or you could even fold it over. Let's have a look at it ripped first. It's a possibility. What about if I folded it? I think I like the folded look. Put that in at the top there. Some more little flowers going in, a red one and then the blue one on top of each other. We've got these beautiful butterflies in the kit that we can use. I'm going to bring this little arrangement down a bit further. Just glue that little vine bit on there, and then that red flower. So that's bringing that hanging down a bit. This butterfly is going to go somewhere. The butterflies are stunning in this collection. I like my butterflies to go on an angle. Playing around with putting some greenery just in there. Got another little red flower that's going to pop in between those layers. The colours really work in this collection. It's just this bright orange red and then this contrasting green, blue-green. Like it's a very well designed collection. Very easy to use. Putting a little bit of cardboard on the bottom of that. Just looking for a little home for these little flowers that we've got left. I like the red there. The red just adds a bit of vibrancy to the papers. I'm going to have a lot of butterflies. I didn't actually use any birds in this one, but you could change your butterflies to birds if you prefer birds over butterflies. Could possibly add your little birds in somewhere at the top if you wanted to have a bird. I think I might stick that little one in there. Probably just add that little leaf in there. Let's put our butterflies on. Got a small butterfly there on that succulent flower. We've got the large butterfly over here on this floral cluster. I think it's time to glue this down. I'm happy with this. This is in its position. I need a little bit of cardboard just to be backing it a little bit, just to balance it. Pop that big butterfly in there. Let's glue this down. put that on top there. So it's balancing on 3 points, that flower there, and the tab at the top and the flower on the other side. Just thinking about where to put this butterfly. I think it looks nice down here. Put that little red flower in. We're going to have a few little things left over. Might put that little butterfly in there. That little green thing's going to go in there, just to fill that gap. Another little green one down there. I figured if I fussy cut it out, I might as well add it into the layout. Alright, well I think that's almost done now. I love it. I must say I love the dimension in this layout, and I love the colors, and I love the images. It's quite easy once you know how to layer all of this together. If you'd like to purchase a kit, please pop on over to my website at www.papercraftsecrets.com.au, and I can post a kit directly to your home, and you can create this layout in the comfort of your own home, and we can create together. Thank you so much for watching. Leave me a comment to let me know what you think of this video and if you like the kit. And I hope you have a lovely crafty day.